it's not scaling your business that is going to make you a rich, wealthy woman? What if it's not scaling your business that's going to bring in more profit and money in your life? What if it's unscaling your business and scaling your life? Welcome back, everyone. Today we're talking about how to 10x your life and your business without scaling your stress. I work with driven, ambitious, huntress women that have been unconsciously conditioned and trained to over optimize one area of their life, not realizing that it's actually costing them so much more than what they think in other areas. And so today's training, today's masterclass is going to be all about how you can have it all. And I know we've overused this phrase these days, but really how you can have it all: marriage, motherhood, millions, an empire, legacy, books, trainings, a body of work that transcends time and your own human incarnation. But it's not going to be by chasing it either all at once, going in 50 million different directions and like not making any progress in one, or over optimizing one. And I have so many examples to share with you that are going to blow your mind today. True overflow, what I call the lifestyle rich woman, is going to look differently in different phases of your life. And no, there's no like one formula. I've tried to put a basic source code together for you guys in the Lady Balls book, which you guys have. We're celebrating Lady Ball's second birthday this year. But at the end of the day, it is like really honest, real, energetic, and psychic precision of being able to see, okay, what do I need to be working on? So my name is Mina Irfan, and I am an 8-time certified master life coach. But I wasn't always a master life coach. I grew up in Chicago, Illinois, to Pakistani American immigrants. Basically, my parents came from Pakistan and they settled in Chicago. And I was born here, raised here primarily, but I went back and forth in between the Eastern culture of Pakistan and the Western culture of the United States. And what I started to notice, I am a human design projector. I noticed patterns, and I've always been very psychic since I was a little girl. I started noticing that whether the woman that I was meeting, whether she was a family member, a teacher, every woman that I met, whether it was in Pakistan or in the United States, she was over optimized in one area, and it felt like she was feeling unmet in other areas, but she was doing the best that she could. So, what I also noticed is whether I was looking at an American woman or a Pakistani woman, or any of my mother's friends that came from different backgrounds, women from Haiti, Cuba, like all these different cultures, rich cultures, they always all said that they value family the most. So everyone said that they prioritize and value family the most as women. I now know based on my studies and decades of experience that women always will value family the most, but that doesn't mean that they're optimizing for that. And that doesn't mean they need to be optimizing for that in this current season of their life. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I mean the difference is between optimizing and prioritizing. So, an example of this is with a lot of my Pakistani relatives that were either living in Pakistan or had immigrated here, these women were their entire life revolved around their family, right? Which is beautiful. Like that's what every woman prioritizes. But because these women needed to also work on other areas of their life, spiritually speaking, we all came here on a mission. We all have assignments here to fulfill. And because they over optimized their family life was hurting because of it. And they did not realize that. They were actually holding themselves and their family back by over optimizing their family when now it was time to work on other areas of their life. And life kept presenting opportunities for them to step up and work in an actual like power move but they kept working on their family and therefore actually breaking their family dynamics more and more. Let me give you a different example. So in my mom's example, or in the US, what I was seeing is women who also said that they prioritize family, as women we always will. They were over optimizing their entire existence for like career success, and they kept focusing on that, focusing on that, focusing on that, where their career became stagnant, their health became stagnant, and they still weren't prioritizing their family. And so growing up watching this, it was really interesting because it was like, wait a minute, can women have it all? Can we? Or did it feel like, there's always a sacrifice? My Pakistani relatives and friends and family members, neighbors, they have certain things and they don't have other things. And they just think that that's just you sacrifice certain things. And my American peers, my American friends, family members, like teachers, people I'm associating with, your clients, they say, well, this is what we do. Like we just financial success and achievement. But what they neither one of them were seeing is that they didn't have, even when they were over optimizing that one thing was also not working. Because your growth in the area that you actually require it opens up the growth in all areas. So no one was truly thriving in all areas. So the if I was looking at, like, if I had my American people look at the Pakistani people, they would be like, well, at least they have amazing families, right? But then they would look at them and say, well, they have boundaries and they have their own money and they have their own freedom, but they're all lacking in some areas. But they're not willing to let go of what they have to get the other piece of the puzzle, because they've all learned to play not to lose. Instead of playing for ultimate growth and evolution, they're playing not to lose. The Pakistani people are thinking, well, if I get a career and if I become independent, da 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 da, I'm gonna break my family. Therefore, they're breaking their family, keeping themselves small, but they're playing not to lose what they have. At least I have this, which is great gratitude, but you're still holding yourself back and not giving your children a blueprint of growth. And then wondering why they're so confused of what to do and they're not listening to you, right? And then my American friends, they're thinking, well, yeah, they do have a family, but look what she had to sacrifice. No, no, no. At least I have my career and I have my job. Forget it. Men are hard. I don't want to sacrifice anything. I have high standards. I'm just going to keep myself here. But they're also limiting their success, even in business, even in career. So I thought I could do it differently, right? I thought, okay, I'm seeing what's happening. And in my 20s, I tried to do it all at once: the marriage, the baby, the real estate business. I was still a full-time student at Northwestern, and that also failed. Didn't work. Because at this point, I was still studying and I hadn't put my human design projector observation into frameworks yet, into a sacred body of work yet. And I needed to go through that, being a 6 line. I was a 3 line under 30. I needed to go through that lived embodied experience. But I learned, okay, these pieces work, but not when you like conjoin them all together at once. Then they're not quite right. And so in the last 20 years of my life, this is my 45th birthday month, so I'm really excited to be going into my wise woman era, getting wiser and wiser every year. By the way, side note, oh my goodness, I meant yesterday we were having office hours in my Kainat mentorship portal, and I have always loved the word crone. I have been waiting to be a little old lady my entire life. Like I have this image of myself like being this like wise old lady. And someone pointed out in Kainat that apparently that's not a good word. Like it has a negative association to it. And so I want to apologize if anyone has received it that way from the sincerest depths of my life and like my heart. And I want you to know I still love that word. I'm sorry. I have a very positive association to the word crone. You can even call me little old lady. You can call me whatever you want to. You can call, I think it means ugly late old lady. You can call me all those things. I have like a very clean frequency with the aging. And so I'm still gonna use it, and I apologize if it hurts anyone's feelings. Just know that I love that word, and it in my mind, I think of like a beautiful, wise, all wrinkled up, gray-haired, like old, like sage sitting on a purple pillow, and like she's just like dishing out like life wisdom, and people are just like transformed by it. That's what I think, and that's how I see myself when I think of that word. So my apologies, but I will keep using it. Okay. So in the last 20 years, I have turned that all of that, the East and the West, the feminine and the masculine, the evolutionary psychology and the spiritual energetics, the psychic abilities, the energetic timeline work, I've turned it into a actual embodiable, is that a word? Actual usable embodiable word and formula to embody myself, and so that I can actually be that wrinkled, old haired, ugly, whatever you want to call it, old lady sitting on my purple pillow and being able to give my daughter, my grandchildren, and anyone else that wants that wisdom. I want to be able to present it and give it in a way where it's usable, right? And my work is more about usability. Like I'm not going to be the one that like sits there and like debates like religion with someone. Like I'll tell you, if you want to debate, you're probably right. You win. You're so right. Because there's people that are more like well studied than me on like different things. Like I can't, I've studied all the religions, but I'm not going to win a debate with someone that's like read the Bible 1,000 times. But you know where I will win? You know where I have an upper hand? I know how to take human nature principles and spiritual principles and actually use them to get rich and happy and loved up and juiced up and get results. So anytime there is like a debate situation, I say, you know what? Congratulations. Here's your trophy. You win. I lose. But whenever there is a embodiment situation, results, I can turn the Bible, the Quran, human evolution, science into actual usable things that you can apply in your life and get the results that you desire. That's my category queen. That's where I'm the undisputable, you want to call it expert, sage, human design projector. That's my gift. So if you want to actually use these principles the way I believe that they were intended, which was to actually enhance our life, what is the point of religion or spirituality or science if it's not actually going to enhance my life and the lives of my children? Otherwise, they're just concepts to debate. Have at it. That's not my gift. Okay. So in my 20s, when I try to like cram it all together, I'm like, okay, I think I get it. East, West, science, human psychology, religion, spirituality. Let's just cram it all at once. Yeah, that didn't go too well. Okay. We're talking about divorce, burnout, very difficult pregnancy, ending up as a single mother, all life lessons that I cherish and use now. But yeah, I needed to go through that to learn that, okay, maybe we're gonna bite off pieces of this in a way that I can actually chew and metabolize and embody and align with. So that's when I really learned that you cannot optimize everything all at once. You just can't. That's not what I mean when I'm saying you get to have it all. I mean, you have to look at your entire life legacy. In fact, I have been quoted as saying, and I really mean this, that I'm okay if something I learned or something I embodied or something that I whatever, like came across, my grandchildren benefit, it didn't even benefit me, that's okay. I still consider that a success. If my great grandchildren got to have something that I didn't, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. I just need to make sure that I am growing and optimizing the area that I need to optimize for my great-great-grandchildren to first exist. And secondly, they have something to build on, to stand on. And so that was one of the biggest lessons that I've learned. Now, who's ready for the rich lifestyle woman formula? I'm going to share with you 3 secrets to that. Let me know. I'm going to check in with you guys. Let me know who's ready. Give me a yes in the chat. Girl, you are preaching. I over-optimized to be a caretaker for my mom when she was sick until she passed. Now I'm here a few years later trying to play catch up with my life. I'm so sorry for her passing, and I can relate to that, and I understand what you're saying. This reminds me of your concept, go slow to go fast from Lady Balls. Yes. Yes. There is a time to go fast and there's a time to go slow, and it's a switch. Every day I'm tuning into, is today the day I'm going fast or slow? Is this the moment? And so that there's a formula to that as well. I over-optimized my family being a caretaker my entire life, and I'm only now focused on stacking skills and making money now. I want marriage and babies, but God has me putting it on the back burner for now. And here's the thing with over-optimization that we don't realize. When a woman says, I over-optimize my family, there's a part of it that's like, ah, but here's the thing. It actually breaks the family. I've coached now tens of thousands of women, hundreds personally one-to-one, and tens of thousands through my courses, my intensives, my in-person events, my books. And let me tell you this. I'll have people come in thinking their marriage is stuck, this thing isn't working, their household thing, and they're trying to over-optimize. They're fixing. I'm like, stop. Stop. We remove your attention off the family. And again, this is not a one size fits all. I need to be able to psychically attune to your energy and what's happening. And I have her start working on different areas of her life. Guess what? The marriage was never broken. Because she wasn't moving into other areas of her growth, that it's like a cancer that's growing on the marriage, but that's not what she needs at the moment. And I'm going to share with you so many examples of this. It's going to blow your mind. Okay, so here you guys are saying yes. Here's the secret number 1, the feminine formula of seasons. So every woman has these energetic seasons of growth. Creation, nurturing, expansion, integration, what I call holding the pose. These are all different seasons. And because our soul, the way that our soul, our spirit is tethered to the human body, there's actually 2 parts of us that need to learn to work together. The one part is the spirit, and the second part is the human DNA that it's coded into. And this is teamwork that needs to happen. And so there's the job of the spirit, the lessons, the growth that it's here to do. And then there's the human body, the human aging a certain way and going through the seasons, right? Now, the human body goes through its own cycles and its own growth, and it's got hormones, and it's got a brain, and it's got a nervous system. And so does the spiritual self, and they need to learn to work together. And so what I've seen with clients and students is that when the spiritual growth is not aligned with the human body growth, everything just becomes harder. It becomes harder. We start scaling the wrong thing in the wrong season. Now, this doesn't mean you stop creating, you create differently. You don't stop, you don't kill momentum. Momentum and movement is very much necessary, especially for the divine feminine. The divine feminine, think of what we think about. We think about the cosmos, right? We think of creation. We think of water. All of these things die, stagnant, disease when they're stopped. And they flourish, bloom, grow, expand when there's movement. So there must be movement. You don't stop, burn down. You're not an arsonist. I often say this. But you don't want to be scaling in the wrong season. And this requires feminine intelligence to know which one to prioritize and which one to optimize. I keep repeatedly seeing this in my work, that the woman that comes in saying she's coming into Kainat because she wants to work on her business, when we energetically start working on other things, I can see other things. We work on those, the business grows automatically without needing to work on it. Her working on the wrong thing was keeping it stuck. So you must align your business strategy with your spiritual season of life, your spiritual timeline, and then with the human DNA timeline. And this is not a one size fits all formula. This is why I actually stopped creating one off courses and created Kainat, created a mentorship portal. They get the courses, but I'm like, I need access to the women to be able to tune into their energy. And let me give you examples of some of this. Okay. So recently, this was maybe 3 months ago, I want to say, but I had a new student sign up for Kainat, and she came in. There's an application, so I know what they're coming in for. She came in for business growth. She wants to grow her business and make more money. And I accept that. Okay, great. In the Telegram that comes with Kainat, we have Telegram days, and she ends up asking me this question about her dad. Okay, because they can ask me questions about any area of their life because I'm looking at the whole woman, the whole woman. Mind you, this isn't even on hot seat because we have hot seats in there. So this is just like a Telegram message, like a 2-minute audio. I message her back and I give her the source codes with what's happening with her and her dad. She goes, so she hasn't spoken to her dad. He's really, really ill. The relationship is it's hurting. It's pain. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of things unsaid. She's asking me, he's in his last moments now. Do I go and I say that thing that's just going to stir up more stuff? What do I do? So I drop her a message. Long story short, she goes and she meets with her dad. In that one transmission, her entire relationship with her dad changes. In one meeting, decades of pain and suffering falls away. But there's more. Well, this woman was also separated from her husband. A few weeks after that happens, miraculously, suddenly, coincidentally, we know there's no coincidences, her and her husband patch up. They move back in together. Her husband shows up on a call with Irfan and I in Kainat, because you can bring your husbands and fiancés on the call. He shows up. Irfan coaches him. I coach them both together. What do you think? Who wants to guess what's going to happen with their money now? Was this a business issue? No, because by the time something manifests as a physical issue, problem, desire, it's happening spiritually. You cannot succeed in business and earn the type of wealth that you want to earn when your original source of the divine masculine, your first source, your father, the first source after God, the human first source, there's a rift in there. How could you? That's still manifesting as issues in your marriage. Now, did this woman have a business problem, a marital problem, a father-daughter problem? It's a spiritual thing. There's no formula. Imagine if instead of hiring me, she hired a business coach. What she would have gotten is a business strategy, which we provide. Irfan and I give you an exact business strategy in Kainat, but then we tune into your energy and tell you exactly what you need to be doing. That's kind of a here, yeah, you want the strategy? Here is a scientifically backed up, guaranteed to work 100% of the times formula. And let's see what's happening with you. Let's see what's actually going on with you. So a lot of times we because of the way the world is set up, it's like we get this one size all formula. And thank God we've got the formulas. I'm not dogging them. I give you guys a strategy. But then the women in there started noticing, Mina, how come you gave the pregnant mom a different strategy than the one you have in there? Because She's not optimizing for scaling her business to the moon at this exact moment because she's in a different season. She needs more ping, 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 pings coming in her phone while she's giving her baby a bath, planning her birth plan for the next one. Like, it needs to be customized, and we're missing that in today's world. Okay, let me see. Who is ready now? So, secret number one is every strategy works. Say this to me. Every strategy works. It's all correct. Should I post on Instagram versus YouTube? Yes. Should I do webinars or one-on-one calls or post on Instagram or dance on TikTok? Yes. All of those things will work. Oops, I just messed up my lipstick. All of those things will work, but not for you if that's not what you're supposed to be doing. And so let's end the debate. Okay, let's end the debate that there's only one way to do something. The one thing that's working for your business coach, the reason it might not be working for you is because that's not what you're supposed to be doing in this season of life. That strategy is not bad, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's not for you at this season of life. It all works when it's aligned with your spirit and your human current season of life. And the energetic behind the scene levers that are impacting what's actually really happening behind the scenes of what you think you can't manifest. Who's ready for secret number two? Love this knowledge. Taking care of aging parent, working full time, and focus on husband and home can have you unrecognizable to self plus hormone. Yes, yes. That is a lot. That is a lot. And so what we need to understand is what to prioritize. I know you prioritize family. If you are a woman, I already know you're coded for that. But is that what you should be optimizing for? There's different levers. Yeah. Okay. So secret number two is all strategies work when they are aligned with your spirit and human current season. The problem isn't the strategy. Put this in the chat. The problem isn't the strategy, it's misalignment. This is why it works for the other people that are doing it, and then you start doing it, and then you're like, ah. Every mentor, every coaches, every business growth, whatever's, it all works in their timeline. And it will work for them as long as it's working for their timeline right now. Even for them, if when as a woman they move into a different timeline, they're going to have to upgrade that. So when you copy someone else's blueprint, you ignore your own spiritual timeline, your own soul's rhythm, and you also end up ignoring your season of life. I have another example of this, that every strategy must match the energetic capacity. So yesterday in Kainat, we had a office hours call, and one of our ladies in there, she's celebrating consistently holding 60K months. So for the last many months, she's been making around 60K every month, nailing it. She's also a wife and she's also a mother. And so she came on the call and she goes, Mina, I'm so happy. Thank you for this formula. I'm consistently hitting 60K months, holding it, loving it, and I'm starting to feel a little burnt out. I'm starting to feel sticky and crunchy. I said, okay, let's energetically in tune. So reading her energy, people pleasing is coming up, a new level of people pleasing, over giving. And so just a few tweaks in her offer suite, that's it. That's all she needed. Does she need to burn it down? No. No. Okay. Does she need to start all over again? No. Does she need to push through or hire a whole bunch of other people? No. This is why when we grow, new layers of our spiritual growth comes in. I always say you want to live the biggest, evolved, greatest life, get married, have kids, and start a business. It will force you to grow. It will require all of you. You will meet parts of you you didn't even know existed. And so at every new level, and I've seen this pattern with her even in the year we've been working together in Kainat, at every new level, a new layer of overgiving comes up for her in her marriage, in her parenting, with her clients. Same devil. Wait, new level, same old devil. There's a new layer. And so being able to psychically attune to that, I'm like, change this, and this. There's no like exact formula. I give it to you in Kainat. There is a scientifically proven business strategy that works for everyone. But here's the thing. For her, she needs to tweak it now. Because at 60K months to go to 100K, she needs to actually work less, not more. But the society doesn't train us for that. In order to scale to 6-figure months and then 7, when she came in, what she wrote in her application was, Mina, I want to get to $1 million in 1 year, and I know you're the person that's going to get it. I said, yes, I'm going to help you get it. We're going to do it. But that means psychically tweaking her marriage in certain areas, seeing how she's working with her kids. Because these things for women do not happen in isolation. They do not happen. And just knowingly enough, like I'm telling you, just these psychically being able to read someone's timeline. A few hours after my session with her in the hot seat, I got a private message from her, a DM, for like this little tweak that's happening in our marriage. It's like, well, fix this and that little thing. We dissolve this and that skyrockets. But you can't just go to business coach. It's the things psychically, spiritually behind the scenes, they're intertwined, they're tangled. Sometimes you think it's a business problem, it's a marital thing. Sometimes you think it's your marriage, it's you not actually moving into the next level of your growth, starting the business, doing the thing you know you're meant to be doing. So you keep using your marriage as a false lover. You keep breaking it and fixing it, using it as an excuse. See, I can't start a business right now. My marriage is failing. No, ma'am, you're stepping on the source code's umbilical cord and purposely ruining your marriage. So your strategy in your marriage, in your business, in your parenting, in your health needs to match your spiritual timeline and then the season of life that you're in. So this is why even in Kainat, I gave all the scientifically backed, all of the blueprint, and then I take bits and pieces of it and customize it to the exact person's energetic stuff that's happening for them. This is why in Kainat, sometimes I'll be honest with you, I can't recognize my own clients from week to week because they start aging in reverse. They're glowing, they're dropping weight like you won't believe. Their marriages are blossoming, and the testimonials, you can go on the sales page and read them. Read like, I thought I was coming in to make more money, but I'm having the best sex of my life. Yes, because having the best sex of your life will help you make more money. It's all connected. It's all connected. It's all connected. But we try to fix matter from matter. We try to get so entangled in the outward facing thing, the over optimized thing, not realizing it's attached to a whole spiritual network. Who is ready for secret number 3? Who is this landing for? Who needed to hear this exact message today? Give me a yes, give me an I in the chat right now. I love this. We're ready for the next one. Hi, Kristen. Love this knowledge. Yes, I'm ready. Winning. This makes sense. Thank you, Lashes. I appreciate you. She said you look gorgeous. Thank you, Ashley. I haven't seen you in a minute. Yes, ready. Who is this message custom tailored for today? Say I. Who needed to hear this? Okay, and if we want to be a little bit more vulnerable, who is optimizing their life for one area and the more they try that, the more it keeps breaking or feeling tense and heavy and drying up their feminine juices? Tell me right now in the chat. Be honest right now. Claim it for yourself. Be honest, put it out there, and let's do something freaking about it. yes, please. Amazing. Here's the truth, babes. As women, we are the energetic epicenter of not only our home, but of society. And when we're dried up and we're not flourishing and we're optimizing the wrong things and we're confused AF, especially as huntresses, then we confuse society, we confuse men, we confuse our children. It's all connected. Yes, I keep doing it wrong. Ah, well, we're here to change that once and for all. You're not doing it wrong. You're doing the best you can, and we're now changing it. Mina, stop calling me out. It's just the way the society is wired. And you know who struggles the most? Huntress women. Huntress women. The way that we're wired and the way the current situation is of the world, we are more confused than ever. We want someone to be like, fucking just give me the blueprint. Give it to, just tell me what to do, right? And the thing is that a lot of us have lost that connection with our grandmothers and our mothers oftentimes because they're like, well, the world doesn't even look like the world I was born in. I don't know what advice to give you. And I've come to realize that the biggest abundance that I have that I can offer people is my time and energy and my presence and my wisdom. This is why even at my level, whatever, I even started you guys know I started this passion project, this movement, even after we were multimillionaires, is because I realized that the greatest asset that I can give the world is my presence, it's my time, it's my energy, and it's whatever wisdom I have. That's what I can offer you. That's the biggest gift we can offer other women right now. And through the other women, men and children in society. I thought it was a marriage problem, but it's a stasis problem and being scared to receive more. Yes. 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 Okay. Wow, I really needed to hear this. You always bring the gold, Mina. I'm so amazed. I'm happy that this resonated, Ashley. We've got brilliant women that are doing it all, really. We're moms, right? We're wives. We have businesses, like the opportunity that we're living in. Oh my gosh, our ancestors would have killed for this. What a blessing. We're the ones they prayed for. We're the ones that have taken the responsibility of the lineage of breaking the curses and amplifying the gifts. We are the ones. We are the ones that stand to heal 7 generations back and 7 generations forward. But we cannot do it from confusion. We cannot do it from doing this and then doing this and then going here and then being confused or optimizing one area at the expense of our soul and our aliveness because we're just confusing our children even. They don't even have a blueprint now. If we can't figure this out, we remember the time before the internet. We remember the time where there was a little bit more clarity. If we can't figure this out and we're confused, how are they supposed to figure it out? What wisdom are we to part with them, to give to them? So secret number 3, ready? Thank you so much. Secret number 3 is overflow is the new hustle. Say it with me in the chat, put in the comments, overflow is the new hustle. I want you to hustle, but I want you to actually do it from overflow. The world glorifies over optimization, but overflow, it's richer. It's got a different pulse to it. And huntresses love it. It also stretches us as huntresses. Feminine stretch is about this beautiful momentum flow, not force. So when you optimize and merge your spiritual nervous system with your human nervous system, money must flow, but so must love and romance. And you cannot receive in the way that I teach it in isolation. Meaning, even if you were like, screw Mina, I don't believe about having it all, I'm just going to use her one formula in one area. Try me. The minute you take that one formula and you're like, I'm just going to use it in this one area, it's guaranteed that other areas of your life will start overflowing. Because my work, it just cannot work in isolation. It changes who you are on a spiritual, energetic, cellular level. So you cannot do my body work. That's why I don't even try to over explain my courses. The other day I was live on YouTube, I think 2 days ago, and someone's like, I'm new to your work. What can I expect from Overflow, the Rich Lifestyle Woman? That's my little masterclass, 6-part transmission masterclass that I'm enrolling for right now. Right? I said, whatever you're going to need is what you're going to get. Because here's the thing. She might think she needs business growth. I haven't tuned into her energy yet. I'll have to take her word for it. And she comes in here, and that one thing I talk about in my marriage, the behind the scenes that I'm showing in there of how we're throwing the Addicted to Abundance event. By the way, there's less than 60 days left, I think, for that. That might be the code that she needed. So I'm not going to lie to her and say, this is what you're going to get. I don't know. I haven't tuned into her energy yet. But I can promise you this, you will get exactly what your soul led you there for. And I'll be honest with you, after that live stream ended, there was a human part of me. I'm going to be so vulnerable with you that stepped in that was like, Mina, what? She said she was looking for business growth. You could have just said that it's a business thing. But the truth is, that's not entirely true. Will it transform your business? 100%, if that's what you need transformed at this moment. But it will also transform your marriage if that's what you need transformed at this marriage. If you're coming in thinking, maybe I'm going to learn something about marriage, but that's not the thing you're supposed to be working on, you're actually destroying your marriage, suddenly trying to work on it because you need to be working on that other thing that you keep putting off that God has literally sent you on this planet for, then you'll realize, oh, damn, my marriage is fine as long as I'm not standing on its umbilical cord trying to smother it to death. And so there was a part of me that's like, why couldn't you just said that? No, because no. Because no. Because the truth is that most of the time, what you think you need growth in is not the thing. I've seen this over and over and over again in tens of thousands of people at this point. The last time I checked 2 years ago, 42,000 people had gone through my digital courses, not including books and private coaching. Just that was 2 years ago. I don't even know what the number is now, right? So I have data. And I'm telling you, most of the time, it's not what you think you're coming in for. But what my work does, it gives you what you actually need. That's why your soul will lead you there, and you're buying something you don't even know what you're buying. You don't even know why you're signing up for Overflow. All you know is you can't not sign up for it. You don't know why there was. This is so interesting. There was a student, she's in Kainat now, but at the time she wasn't. She was watching a live stream of mine. So what happened with her, I'm going to tell you the whole story. Her friend was making fun of me of how ridiculous I am and the high prices that I charge, and told her about it. And she came to check me out, and she's like, oh, I like her. That's why there's no such thing as bad marketing, like someone bad mouthing you. That friend was supposed to find my work, hate it, so she can go tell her friend and gossip about me, and then the friend can find me. So the friend finds me, and her husband started watching my work, and they're like, oh my God, this is what we need, right? So then she finds out I'm doing this live stream on my other channel, the Million Dollar Babes channel, and she's watching this live stream. She has no intention to start a business. She actually ended her 7-figure business. She burned it down. Before she knows it, she signs up for my Huntress business course, which was what was it called? Shoot, I'm totally blanking out on the name. Slow Sex, Fast Money. She signs up for that, and she's in there. She's like, Mina, I don't know why I'm in here. Her soul leads her there. She starts another business. She has a job. She had burned down her previous 7-figure business. She thinks she needs money, marriage support. She starts the other business. Her marriage 10x's. Just from this one thing I said. Her marriage 10x's. She starts multiple businesses and shows up in Kainat. She's now having the best communication, the best marriage, the best time with her children. She's got multiple businesses. What does she actually need? Now, what if I was like trying to just sell her a relationship course? Well, that does she need that? Maybe, maybe. What if I was like, no, you don't need this, you need a business thing? That's why I've come to realize that I can't even explain my work too much. Because what will happen is your soul's trying to lead you there because it knows what it actually needs. And then I try telling you the modules in it and like the this is what you get and this is what you know don't get. And all of a sudden you leave your soul and you go into your logic and your brain. And now you're coming in there expecting business advice and you forget that your soul actually led you there for the biggest paradigm shift of your entire existence that would have unlocked everything else anyways. But I got you in your head because I'm talking about the damn modules. I'm trying to explain to you the business transformation that you're going to happen. I cannot do that. I'm doing a disservice to you the more I try to explain to you the modules that are in there and the exact thing you're going to get. Your soul knows why you're over here listening to a woman on the internet talking about soul and DNA and business and life seasons. Only your soul knows what you need to hear from me. I cannot control that for you. And your logical mind cannot control that for you. I keep wanting marriage and business growth, but something in me is telling me to work on my woman energy. I don't know how to unpack that. This. What if, what if you don't try to unpack it, you just follow the divine breadcrumbs? That's what I've done with my entire life. Follow the next breadcrumb. Follow the next breadcrumb. Not just any breadcrumb, the divine breadcrumb. This is why I've had to own all my desires, even the craziest ones, even the ones that make no sense. Most of my desires never made sense at that time. Looking back, I'm like, oh my God, thank God God had a plan. Because I would have been some crazy hodgepodge of a life because I had no plan other than I'm just going to follow the next intuitive hit and knowing, remembering that God has the ultimate plan. So burnout happens not when you work too much, but when you force masculine rhythms on a feminine body, which means it's you're spiritually misaligned with what you're trying to force yourself to do at the moment. That's not the spiritual timeline that you're supposed to be on. Because the soul has an agenda. It knows it only has 80 to 100 life years if it's lucky. If it's lucky, it's got 80 to 100 and it must do its life's passion and mission work. Uh, Otherwise, it has to do the whole lifetime again. Still didn't learn its lesson. We are here to learn certain lessons and grow. So your true power is being fully resourced spiritually and physically, not just following someone's blueprint blindly. Blueprints are helpful. That's why in Kainat, I give 3 different pathways. We have a play pathway, a prosperity pathway, that's the business formula. This is all based spiritually sound, all based on science. And then we give the polarity pathway so that your marriage, your parenting, your relationships, your personal play, pleasure, purpose, passion, and business, wealth, money goals all align in one lifestyle rich woman. And that you're not just piecing things together from here and there and everywhere. And with the huntress brain that you and I have, we are at such a big risk for what's called shiny object syndrome. Unfortunately, the world that we live in now, it almost goes against our wiring for the 10% of the human population that has the hunter/huntress genome. We need to be able to have a big blueprint of our life and then be really, really energetically and spiritually tuned in. That's where personal values and codes come in. That's the first lessons that I teach in voltage and visibility and Kainat. Like we need to know what we're doing with the whole thing first. Not with a rigid plan, but who am I? What do I stand for? What am I willing to die for? What are the core principles and values of my life? Because if you're not choosing your life partner based on that, if you're not choosing your business plan based on that, none of it will feel good. It's always going to be an uphill battle. So I built an 8-figure brand with one team member. Actually, sorry, let me rephrase that. Sorry. I did not hire my first team member until I even got to $10 million revenue earned from my business. That's not including the 2 million that my husband had made before I even started this business. And yet all I hear is even my own clients that have other business coaches hire more people. For what purpose? Hold on, pause. For what purpose? And then they're hiring team members without proper SOPs, without proper like understanding like business. And now they're like managing all these people that's putting a strain on their marriage. Like it's all like just not aligned. Let me give you another example of this. At certain seasons of your life, it will look like to you that you are falling behind at certain seasons. So for example, when I got married to Irfan and he retired me from my real estate business, it was time to let that go. It served me well, but it was misaligned now. So he retires me from my real estate business. I move into a different state, into our marital home, and I go into this season of life of inner work, personal growth, building a community, my blog first, and then the YouTube channel, and having my babies, right? Well, for 9 years, I had no personal income. All my bills and everything was paid for my husband. No personal income. In the last few years of those 9 years, I was earning about $25 a month from YouTube AdSense, nothing to write home about. Okay. For 9 years, I had no income. I was watching my peers every year make around 100K, 110K, 120K. And when I spoke to some of my peers, I got the vibes of like, oh my God, I'm falling behind. They're all making more money than me because I'm not making any money. I'm focused on having my babies, healing my body, building my community, building my movement, clarifying my values even more, studying, putting it in practice in my own life, studying some more, sharing it on YouTube. Okay. Well, what happened when I started this business in 2016? So in April of 2016, I launched my coaching business. So at that time, I was not a master life coach. I was just a life coach. And I launched a just one-to-one coaching, no courses, no brand, nothing, just one-to-one coaching. I started that. And on November 17, 2017, I launched my first digital course and rebranded myself as the Universe Guru, which used to be the name of my blog. I rebranded myself. My company blew up in November of 2017. I went from just a life coach to a movement leader, a feminine leader icon that people look up to. From April 2016 to November 2017. In the next 2 years, I out-earned all of my colleagues. Remember those 9 years when I wasn't earning a single dollar? Well, the $25 a month first. You know what I mean? I out-earned them in 2 years. And then the year after that, I earned more what they're going to earn in their entire life. The year after that, like the way it's compounded. Now, what if I was like, oh my God, like 9 years, I'm not working. Let me just go and try to force this thing. When actually I was like the bamboo stick that was with a bamboo stick, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard other people talking about this. Some of my own mentors, that a bamboo tree grows 5 years underground and it looks like it's not working. It looks like it's behind. And then that 5th year, when it shoots out, it outgrows every other plant because that's what a bamboo tree does. And so because Even though it looked like I was behind. I remember going to like dinners and like outings, and all of like the other wives and women would be talking about their careers, and I would be like, oh my God, am I putting my life, my education? I had friends that were like, you wasted your Northwestern degree. Like what? You wasted all of that education? Like, no, Mina, hold on, hold on. Like going back, what season of life? What am I supposed to be doing right now? I would go back and I would keep, even though it was hard. I have a hunter's brain. We shiny object syndrome. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna go do this, and then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna burn this down. I'm gonna do that. No, no, Mina, no, come back. And then, even though it looked like I was behind, because I've always worked appropriately to my season of life and my alignment, no one sees me coming. No one sees, I don't scale my business. I scale my spirit. I, I scale my life. And even now, right? There's been seasons when it's been, the calling has been, okay, go inward. Okay, study this a little bit more. Okay, master this. Okay, only take this kind of clients. Say no to that business. Say no to those types of podcasts. Say no to that kind of thing. To my peers, even to my mentors, sometimes it doesn't make sense. They're like, go get more money. Why would you say no? Because not all money is aligned. I could make more by making aligned moves, even though if it's not now. Let's say that this year I say no to a $10 million project, and my mentors are like ready to murder me because they're like, what? But I have enough proof now that when I do the aligned thing, 2 years later, I'm going to outperform my mentors. Because alignment, a lot of my own mentors, they were like, you're doing it all wrong. And I was like, I need to stay in the season of life I'm in and follow my heart and follow my spirit, because I can psychically read timelines. They can't. They just have a business strategy. Some of them don't exist anymore. I mean, they're alive, thank God. Their businesses do not exist anymore because they had one strategy, and they just followed it, and the world changed, and their spiritual alignment changed, and their season of life changed, and that timeline collapsed. You need to be able to jump timelines according to your spiritual growth, according to the changing world. You need spiritual attunement for that. We can't just look at, oh my God, that person's very successful. They caught the timeline they were supposed to be in right now. You're not maybe supposed to be in that exact timeline. You need to be focused on the thing you're doing. Now, here's the thing. This doesn't mean you don't move. For example, when the nudging came to start a blog right after getting married, what if I didn't do that? That's where the Universe Guru name came from. That 1 year of blogging helped me clarify my messaging, my voice. That led to the YouTube channel. When that nudge came, whatever, I was like, no, I'm just in my baby making season. No, there's still other nudges. Do you know that me having this YouTube channel, even before I monetized it in 2016, right? April is when I started my life coaching. That helped my marriage, because not putting all my energy towards marriage helped me grow and expand myself, which actually helped my marriage grow, which actually made me a better mother. And so this over optimization thing is so strong in our culture, and it's worse for us huntresses, because when we get obsessed with one thing, we want to over optimize our lives for it. I know, I've been there. I know that one really closely. I want to just optimize for that, because I become obsessed. And this is a good thing. I love my obsessive nature, but it needs to be channeled properly. So with that, ladies, I'm going to invite you into this 6-part transmission. I'm going to say things I can't say publicly on the YouTube portal. This is the last transmission. I'm going to just put overflow here for 2025. It's 6 transmissions. It's going to take you on the journey that you need. The transmissions, the source codes that you need to align to 2026 being the most aligned year spiritually, financially, relationship wise. I will never be just the business coach. That's why I'm an 8-time certified master life coach at this point. Because my job is to look at your entire lifetime. In fact, many lifetime, your entire soul legacy. I'm not going to have you over optimize your marriage. I'm not going to have you over optimize your parenting. I'm not going to have you over optimize your business. All of those things carry different resonances, different pulses, different dances. My job is to attune to your current spiritual and physical timeline and tell you which one is the most aligned thing. And that will then raise everything else. It will raise, imagine standing somewhere on the umbilical cord where you're supposed to be receiving your source. You think you're supposed to be fixing your marriage, but you're the one standing on the spiritual cord of your marriage by over optimizing your marriage when your marriage isn't even broken, when that's not the thing that requires work. And actually, I want to give you guys something else too, where now I think there's less than 60 days left. Can someone do the math? My yearly, we call it our like yearly I don't know what to, I don't know. I was going to use an expression, but I don't want to use that. I think that's going to, it's a little too, maybe too religious. But Addicted to Abundance is my in-person 3-day experience that I do every year. And then next one is happening on January 13th, 14th, and 15th. And again, it's one of those things like, is it for business? Is it for life? Is it for marriage? Yes, all of the above. My husband and I are going to be teaching this together. We Kainat students have the backstage front row seat pass, then there's a VIP pass, and then there's general admission. We're going to feed you, there's snacks, there's lunch, there's DJ dancing. We're having an award ceremony for our Kainat baddies. And so I would love to have you as part of the community and experience. Come transform the source codes that is going to build the marriage, the motherhood, and the wealth and business that you know you came here to do on this planet. Not robbing one to give to the other, not false lovers, not over optimizing, the real whole thing. Because it is our responsibility as the latest and greatest model of the divine feminine incarnate for us to take that responsibility to heal 7 generations back and 7 generations forward, and creating a ripple effect even in our own dynamic. Like, not only did I heal 7 generations back and forward in my lineage through my own embodiment and me showing up, you who's maybe you're not in my lineage, right? But you have also learned and transformed through that. This topic is speaking to my soul. And this, babe, is the most important, to learn to listen from your soul. Right? The human logic, love it. Love it. That's why we need our education to refine that. And there's also listening with our soul. Learn to listen with both, and your whole life will change. Those are the light codes. That's the light language. In scientific terms, that's the subconscious communication that's happening underneath the plane, the primal intelligence. Hi, Mina, I'm getting married next year and want to pursue my PhD as well. We may also start trying for a family. I know I can handle a lot, but how do you have any advice? So what I would advise in this situation is I would tap into your energy. So either I can do this either in hot seat in Kainat, or I have a limited number for this year God Spark sessions, which are linked in the description box. I think so. No, they're not. You can email my team at support@TheUniverseGuru.com. That's a private 1-hour session. And otherwise, Kainat Hot Seat really is the #1 place I'm going to send you. Here's why. Here's why that's even more valuable than a 1-to-1 session. In Kainat, when you come in, you immediately have access to the 3 pathways. Each pathway gives you the source codes for your own personal development, which is called play. Polarity, the polarity that you hold in your love life, in your parenting, with your parents, with your friends. This is the human relationship skills, spiritually backed up. And then the business pathway, so that you have all the spiritual and scientifically sound, like the actual like scientific and spiritual source codes. Then every month we have a hot seat coaching. You can hot seat with me. You can hot seat with my husband. He's very active in there. You can bring your fiance, you can bring your husband. People bring their partners to the calls. You have Telegram access with me and with all the other women in the group. So not all. 40% of the women that are in Kainat have joined the Telegram. It's an optional part. And so you get access to the women that are in Telegram. And these are doctors, these are lawyers, these are hormone experts, relationship coaches, influencers, CEOs, like financial advisors. I'm trying to think who else. We've got women from like, we've got somatic practitioners, dancers, like mothers. And what happens is even when I'm sleeping, you message and all of the support system is there. We've got teachers in there. We've got women all the way from 22 to all the way in their 50s and 60s. So you have this really rich community of educated spiritual huntress women that can also guide you because they have their own source codes and their own expertise and their own lived embodied experience. So that way you self study and then you show up in the calls and on these hot seat coaching calls, I can tune into your exact energy and I can advise you and you can ask any questions. You can ask a parenting question. You can ask a sex question. You can ask a business question, pricing question, positioning, marketing, life coaching. Irfan does a lot of corporate stuff because we also have women in there from corporate and he has a ton of corporate experience. My husband is not only an engineer, but he's also a Lean Six Sigma process improvement expert. So for 20 years, he traveled the world going to Fortune 500 companies and helping their like CEOs, like corporate managers, all those people streamlining their processes, their systems, improving profits. That's why my business is so lean, but so high profit because my husband has expertise. So when he looks at your life and your marriage and your business and your corporate and your finances, he can guide you. He's now also a certified life coach. And so we just have so much blast in there. The other thing that happens in Kainat is because all the other women also bring so much rich expertise. I think 1/3 of the women in there are medical doctors. We have psychotherapists. We have financial advisors. We have lawyers. We have teachers. I mean, anything you can imagine, we've got in there. We've got influencers with like 500,000 followers. Like we've got people that can advise you on anything. It creates a very, very rich network. And you're going to meet these women in real life, and they're already vacationing together behind the scenes without us, but separately in small groups. But you're also going to meet them in Addicted to Abundance in person. And so what happens also is they also hire each other because if they need a little bit more support in this one area and they want one-to-one or they want a package from someone, they also have this rich feminine economy where they're purchasing not just from random people, but from each other who have similar values. And that's a really important part for me because when I want to buy from someone, I do want to buy from someone that shares similar values to me. They've prioritized family, they're driven, they're spiritual. And so having that kind of like marketplace is also such a blessing to have in there. Let me see. Mina, you're a truly godsend to me. God brought you to my path 4 years ago. I was a student then. Fast forward to 2025. I've earned my degree and now I'm a wife and I'm currently pregnant. Oh my goodness. Congratulations, gorgeous. What a blessing. Enjoy your family. Enjoy that pregnancy. Yes, 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 yes. I'm celebrating you so big. And with that, I also want to celebrate. We have 2 engagements in Kainat this week that we're also celebrating. We also have a woman that the client I was talking about that just had consistent 60K months in her business. We're celebrating such a wide range. That's why not all my celebrations in Kainat are just about money because sometimes it's like I fixed my thing with my dad and then my husband moved back in and now I'm making more money. So sometimes it's a little bit of a path of what you need to work on. But super, super success for you and your divine union. I'm so happy. Congratulations. If I buy this product, can I watch it recording? Yeah, so I provide recordings for all my courses. I know that I've purchased things sometimes where there's no recordings and time difference, mom duty, other things. So yes, I do provide recordings and you can watch it on any time zone. Let's see, anything else coming up for you guys? I was about to quit my corporate job because it was too hard, but I stayed because my intuition told me to stay. The things that I learned from this job are absolutely priceless. I'm glad I didn't. Beautiful. God had a plan for you. When you feel like your whole life is at a standstill, how do you know where to begin? So, Salma, what I do is I psychically tune into my client's energy and first want to unfreeze what caused the freeze. Typically, when you have a standstill, there was some kind of a freeze response that happened, either a physical freeze response or a soul level. Maybe the soul is in a cycle of looping. And so I will tune into my client or my student's energy body and let them know which one it is. Clear it. If it's a soul level, we have a whole library inside of Kainat where we give you clearing activations that my husband does. And if it's a nervous system human one, then we provide resources for that. And then the next guidance comes through. So that's how I work through with that. Amazing. All the links of the things I talked about are in the description box. I believe I still have a couple of the God Spark sessions left. What I'll do is post the link in the description box or in the chat, actually pin it afterward if you guys want the 1 hour. But honestly, I personally believe that Kainat is the best option because you not only get me and my husband mentoring and coaching you, the rich library of digital content that you can plug into as needed, and then the network group that we have of the women in Telegram and just the community there is going to be priceless. It's priceless for any area of life, any season. That's why purposely my niche is the whole woman. The whole family is my niche because I've learned that it's never just a one thing isolated problem. There's a whole spiritual network behind the scenes. Uh, what are your favorite daily rituals to keep your woman goddess energy up? So at this season of life, mine is to make sure that I'm giving, but that's not going to be good for everyone. And other seasons, I have to go inward and stop giving. So I'm very much like season of life, tuning its spiritual and animal body matchup and doing that. Please don't do that if that's not your season. Some women need to stop giving because the season that they're in, they need to give inward. They need to be giving that energy to themselves. I'm in a season of giving from overflow. So the more I give to people, like this live stream is me giving my wisdom, my time, my presence out of the generosity of my heart, the more that like creates energy and sources energy for me as well. Oh, hi, Christy. Yeah. Just to pick your brain a little bit, what do you wish new moms to be new about motherhood and womanhood? That this is the easiest thing for us. This is the thing that we're most coded for. That motherhood and womanhood, uh, that's where our wealth lies, even our physical wealth. It comes through that portal, and everything else, we're just limiting ourselves. I just love it. What is the best to optimize in mid 20s now? Already have my degree. So I would have to see your soul energetic blueprint as well, because there's the age, that's your physical body age. What's your soul's age? Are you a new soul? Are you a teenage soul? Have your soul has timelines, but it's not the most evolved? Like I'm an elder soul. And so I need to see that energetically with you first. I would like to see you maybe in Kainat or in a one-to-one coaching session, and then we can match it with the mid-20s, and that will be the best answer. Yeah, I would love to have you guys in there. The price of Kainat and the way it's structured will be shifting in 2026. And so I would highly recommend getting your application in and getting yourself locked in. There's a 12-month payment plan, but there's also a pay in full option. Let me find the link for that. Here it is. We've changed the name from Kainat Success Academy to Kainat Celestial Prosperity. I'm loving. Please explain more about Kainat. So let me go ahead and would you guys like to see Kainat? Maybe I can do a screen share for you guys. Let me know in the chat if you would like for me to go in there and show you what's in there. I know some of you guys have really enjoyed that before. I'm going to go ahead and set it up. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Maybe we should do this more often. Okay, let me go ahead and show you. This stupid pop-up thing keeps showing up. Okay, let me go and show you guys. Okay, let's try it. Can you confirm that you can see the video or the screen and what you can see? I'll wait for you guys to confirm that in the chat. Okay, can see. Thank you, Christian. So this is the sales page of Kainat. So when you go on the sales page, this is the button that you would click to apply. And I'm just kind of showing you, I'll show you the back end too, but this is what the sales page looks like. And I need to add a few in here. So these are some of the more recent current member celebrations that they've shared. Sometimes they don't share. I need to add in here that Jackie got engaged, and not only she's the one in Kainat, but she got engaged, but so did her skeptical cousin, who is not a part of my Kainat, but Jackie helped her cousin also get engaged. So talk about healing 7 generations. So I need to add Jackie and her cousin got engaged, and Ala is making 60K months consistently in her business. So we're always updating this with whatever people are sharing. You can also scroll down here. So this is what you receive inside the portal. Okay, you see, I'm going to show you inside to show you what this looks like. But right now, I just want to show you the sales page because we have this outline in here. So Kainat's soul, it's like heart, it's based on these 3 pathways. And what these pathways look like are these 3 trainings, which I'll show you in a minute, actually. Okay. Pathway 1 is you get the entire scientifically backed up, guaranteed to work bombshell business marketing training. So this is the entire formula of building a brand, creating an offer suite, marketing your offer, getting sales, pricing strategy, creating your own frameworks, SOPs, trademarks, whatever you need to go from 0 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, and 8 to 9 figures, it's in there, right here. This itself, if you only had this, that would be more than worth the entire price of Kainat, honestly. But we didn't want to just give an empty like business strategy without soul. So what else you get in there is pathway number 2, which is play and pleasure. This is what gives soul and energy and spirituality and fun and enjoyment. It's like you take a dead body and you breathe the soul into it. Your content, your business needs to have soul. It needs to be alive. This is what makes you enjoy your life. This is what makes you enjoy your husband, your friends, your mother, your children, what you're doing, what you're creating. This is the joy, the bliss. This is what makes me feel like I'm high every day. I've never in my entire life taken drugs, not even to try them. Never smoked, never like nothing. That's what makes me stay high. It's the internal sourcing of pleasure through God that comes from within. That in itself, if you just had that, that it's worth the entire kainat. There's women that just came in for that. There are actual active clients in kainat that just came in for that pathway, those trainings. Then there's pathway 3, because what's the point of enjoying your life and having a brilliant business if you don't have divine union or children to pass down your legacy to, right? Like you want the whole thing. So this one talks about polarity and provision. And by the way, it says happening. I need to update that. I apologize. It's done now. It's all in there. So when you sign up today, that's all in there. So the first deposit, 5,555, unlocks the entire wealth. And that's not just all in there. Okay. So each of these pathways is each worth $10,000 of value. By the way, these are numbers I made up. We are FTC compliant. And so we can prove that we have sold similar intensives at that price. That's how we got that price from. This is not just me saying this is worth a gazillion dollars, because really the value of my work cannot be quantified in human dollars. That's the truth. But because I have to put some kind of a value, I did it based on what I've actually sold. We're very careful with that. Number 2, what else do you get? You get $100,000 in live mentorship support. So this is weekly calls, hot seats, Telegram days, book club transmissions. You can come to all of them or just once a month or twice a month. What most women do, some women come every week. Some women drop in every couple of months because they're just binge watching the recorded content. They just have 1 or 2 questions. Some women come as often as they can. Okay. So you get not, and I didn't want to just provide coaching as a woman. I wanted a male perspective from you. So a lot of the women in there, they want to ask Irfan a question about relationship, the masculine perspective, or business from his corporate experience. I don't have that. He's got that. A lot of times their husbands or fiancés want to come on a call, but maybe they're a little intimidated by a woman. They come to Irfan's call. So you can bring your fiance and your husband to these calls. That's worth 100K, and I'm basing that on selling 100K, 150K, and 250K packages because I wanted these numbers to be real and honest. You also get masculine coaching with Irfan, which I've really underpriced him because right now his private sessions sell for $11.11, and so I priced that at an actual price. I should have said that's priceless, but because we wanted these numbers to be real, that's what we've priced his coaching at. You also get $100,000 worth of digital curriculum vault. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is if you scroll past all the testimonials, these are current students, by the way, not past students, all the video testimonials, I'll get there, I promise. These are just my clients just showering me with love. Okay, so Kainat comes with courses that have individually sold for $100,000 collectively. So this isn't like it's a bazillion dollars. I actually have sold those courses at those prices. So if you bought the courses separately, it would be $100,000 for you to buy them separately. So I'm just kind of clarifying where I'm actually getting these numbers from. And so now what happens is women come in, they come to the hot seat. Well, there's more actually. Let me go through the whole thing. So that's $100,000. Okay. Then I'm estimating that while you're there for the year, or some people buy alumni years, I'm booked out in Kainat until 2029. And you might be thinking, Mina, how are you booked out until 2029? Well, what happened is that the women that signed up in their first year, within a month or within 2 months, they signed up for their second year, which is their first year isn't even over. Mira, whose story you'll read on the sales page, she signed up for her second year within the first hour of being in Kainat. Shushma signed up within 4 hours. 4 months of being in. So there's women that came in their first year, and then within a few months they signed up for 1 year, 2 more years, 3 years. So they have me booked out until 2029. I don't know, like any other coach that's like booked out in like all the way, like that Kainat is existing at least until 2029 because people have paid for it already. Okay. That's how it works in there. So these are the next year's future programs. I'm underestimating it because I like to be really like compliant with everything. So I'm guessing that at least I'll launch $25,000 of courses in there while you're there. There's also, I could not put a price on the sisterhood and the community in there. Don't twit. I just can't. There's no price of the women in there. Like there is, you cannot put a price on that. You also get, Irfan and I created a custom chat GTP. If you're really like, okay, I know this is what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what kind of clients I should be attracting. We've trained it so that if you speak to it, it's like you're talking to Irfan and I, and it will help guide you. It can write your emails, it can write your YouTube content. It will do whatever you need it to do from a business perspective. Hopefully, we'll be doing that for our play pathway and our a Polarity pathway soon too, that you get access to this AI. You also get a backstage pass to the Universe Guru Addicted to Abundance event. You cannot buy this ticket. It only comes through Kainat. And so the value of all of that together, the actual value is $386,000, 555. So $386,000. The investment for Kainat for 1 year, for the group mentorship, for the recorded calls, I'll show you everything inside the portal. For the Telegram, everything is 25,555. The monthly payment plan, you pay 5,555 to unlock everything today, and then there is monthly payments of 1999, as you can see over here. This is what the inside portal looks like. So when you sign up, you get all the courses that are in Kainat show up in your portal. But then there's also a separate portal called Kainat. Is everyone still with me? Let me know if you want me to show you all the back end. Give me a yes. I've been talking for a while. I didn't check in with you guys. Let's see. I know there's a little bit of a lag, so I'll keep going. So So the way that it works inside the portal, this is just the Kainat one. You get the schedule here, which is the onboarding, and then there's a schedule, like a calendar that you add to your calendar, and it syncs up and it tells you all the calls. And we also email you. When you come in, what we did is we've streamlined it. We want you to watch the Lady Balls Intensive right off the bat. And then these are Irfan's entropy cleanses. This is the subconscious work. So there's I'm gonna have to mute this so it doesn't keep playing. These are all of his like cleanses. There's a timeline cleanse, fear and anxiety cleanse. If you are having money issues, there's a subconscious cleanse. This is where you just listen and it does the clearing for you. There's a guilt and shame cleanse. A lot of women carry unnecessary guilt and shame that's not even theirs. Releasing it. Fear of expansion cleanse with Irfan. Power activation, polarity activation. So these are available for whatever you need. Then there is the play pathway. So this is my husband and I teaching a whole day intensive on happiness and play and enjoying your life and pleasure, and what are the spiritual and scientific reasons sort of like blocking that, that's all in there. And Irfan is he's a Virgo. So a lot of the women really love his like PowerPoint. Like he's like the structure guy, he's the Virgo, he's the engineer mind. So you get like the structure from him, and then I come in and it's like transmissions and activations. And so you get a little bit of both. We have a lot of doctors and engineers in Kainat, and they love his like masculine container holding of like giving you the PowerPoint stuff, and he'll usually put the slides in for you so you can download them. So these are, yeah, these are his slides that you can download. Do not expect slides from me, okay? I'm not a PowerPoint girl. So you get more of the transmissions from me. So you get both. Then there is the prosperity pathway. And this is where we give you the entire business framework. Like, what's the difference between marketing and selling? How to create an offer that sells itself? How to become the category queen? How to write sales pages? Just anything that you need to get your business scaling or going or in without breaking any other area, that's all in here, and it keeps growing. There's a new marketing strategy on YouTube right now that is blowing up. I haven't seen an opportunity like this in the last 15 years that I've been on YouTube, and I have been studying the hell out of it. And I'm bringing all of that to my girls. Of course, I'm like, girls, this is what we're doing on YouTube right now. This is what is like going to blow you up income wise. Where for us, it's really important that it's not just vanity metrics, it's wealth, right? Like we're building a body of work that we can hand down to our children. We're having digital assets. So all of that is in here. Um, yeah. And then when we move down, what is this? So these are the recordings of all the office hours, the current like office hours that, if you missed it or you want to go and revisit it. And then this is all of our book club recordings. And then these are like the previous months. These are last year. And then we have bonuses. Then there's also extra calls, and we're about to schedule another extra call for alumni. So if you get all of this as an alumni, and I didn't even show you the courses, this is just what's in this portal. You get all the courses that you can binge watch, right? If you're an alumni, there's special alumni only calls. So you not only get this, you get a smaller group of hot seat and other bonuses. Any questions coming up for you? So that's how it's structured. So when people say, is it only for business? How can a woman, a living, breathing, alive human being with a spirit who impacts other people, her children, her husband, her family, her community, just through her existence, want something that's only for business? So this is why I try to like just teach business or just teach. It's all connected. I'm here. That's like there's personal development work and I'm like soul development work because I want to make sure that your soul gets to have the experience it came here to have. Yes, I like know all the source codes of human nature that can be applied to marriage. It can be applied to parenting. It can be applied to marketing. It can be applied to sales. It can be applied to wealth. I have the human education that I spent 45 years acquiring. Yes, I have that. But the juice of my work is the ability to see your human spiritual timeline together. And if you are on the right timeline, tell you how to quantum leap it and go there faster. And if you're on the wrong one, to help realign you. That is not something you can study in school. That aspect of my work isn't something you can get in a degree. That aspect of my work is not something you can piece together through social media. That's just the spiritual gift part of it. When you align that with everything I've studied and then everything Irfan has studied, you're getting over 100 years of lived embodied experience between the two of us. millions of dollars of education between the two of us. And then you're getting access to the other women with their vast knowledge and expertise in medicine and finances and beauty. We even have people that, and I'm not going to say the exact industry because I know there's some people that they come with alias names, but we have people, how can I say this? I'm gonna say this gently because I don't want you guys to start guessing, but world women in leadership position in world organizations that impact decisions such as world hunger and war relief, those women are in Kainat learning feminine embodiment, taking care of themselves so that they can give from their overflow and not letting, like even our doctors in there, they've over optimized their life to help other people. And it's like, hey, you can help more people if you also have juice, if you have a delicious body and a delicious marriage and you love the time and the legacy you're creating with your family. So these women come to us so we can take care of them so they can take care of the world. Those women deserve support as well. I want to go deep into it all. I'm so coming for Kainat. I'm manifesting Kainat as well. Beautiful, beautiful. We have the pay in full option for the 1 year. We have the payment plan option for 12 months. And we also have Affirm, Klarna, and Afterpay. Unfortunately, that's only available for US residents. The way it works, I can't control that, unfortunately. It's just the way it is with Thinkific. However, our payment plan is for all, like everyone. So if the first step is that you apply. And actually, let me show you how that works. So this is what the application looks like. I know some people tell me they're very intimidated by the application for some reason, which I'm not sure why, but you basically put in your email address, your name, and if there's any handles that you think would make us see you better and see if we're a good match, you put in your social handles. You let us know if there was how you found me. I'm always curious on how you found me. Was it a referral? Was it through YouTube? Was it through Instagram? And then I want to know more about you. I want to know what are your spiritual gifts? What's your feminine magic in the world? And a lot of women that say that just filling out this application is such a healing, transformative like experience for them. Just being able to celebrate and sit for a moment with themselves and saying, wow, what are my special gifts? What's my feminine magic in the world? Right? Then what you want to do is you share your vision with me. What do you want to create? What do you want to co-create with me in the next 12 months? What are we working on? And this is just what you think it is. A lot of times you come in there and it's like it's a different path sometimes. You end up going like it's like okay, you think it's business, but then we fix this energetic thing with your husband and then the business blows up. Or we think fix this thing with your dad and then the business blows up. So or or the divine union, you're like you think you're coming in for business, but then the divine union works. So you get engaged. We've had just this year, I think 2 marriages, no, 3 marriages, and I can't even remember how many engagements, but they didn't necessarily say that was coming in for some of them did. Some of them thought it was something else, which is really fun. Okay. We want to know what do you do for work right now? The reason I'm asking this is that helps me understand your timeline. Your soul led you to the work that you currently do, believe it or not. Your soul led you to your education. I want to know, who are you? What have you studied? What's your current job? What's your current revenue? What is your revenue goal? Then we ask you, hey, what excites you? Like, why Kainat? Why now? What makes this a good time right now for you to come? And then um, we want to know like what's your group dynamics now? Do you shrink? Like for example, many times I'm not forcing anyone to go on the Telegram. I was just very curious in the beginning why only 40% of the women join Kainat. I'm sorry, the 40% of the women that joined Kainat joined the Telegram. And a few of them reached out saying, just not a good time in my life. I just want to binge watch. I don't really want to connect with the other women. a few people reached out saying, I actually have a sisterhood wound and I'm working on that. And I said, well, what if you coming in to the group will heal the sister group wound? And then they came in, right? So we don't force anyone. The Telegram is optional. If you're overwhelmed or you're like, no, I just want to binge watch everything. I just want to get support. This space is for you to use how you want to use. I'm not going to force people on hot seat or force people like you are a grown woman. I trust that you know what you're doing. But there is a Telegram access. So I want to know, what do you bring to the group dynamic? And then this is a very important question that everyone should be asking: prospective dates. You should know this about your husband. You should know this about your kids. You should know this about your mother. You should know this about your friends. And that is, how do you generally react when you're triggered? That tells me everything I need to know about your nervous system so I can support you better. That will help me give you tools that, hey, when you are triggered, if you tend to hide and not speak up, and something I said triggered you or something one of the other girls, let's talk about it. Let's work through it. That's why you hired me. Let's work through it. And so that gives me that information. Okay. What is your bigger why? Like, yeah, we all want to make money. We all want to get married, but like, what is your soul desire? Why are you really here? What's really going on, right? So that's the bigger why and why this is the time. And then anything else that you want to share with our team or me, and a lot of people will share, like they'll write me love letters. And by the way, there's some aspects of my business that my team handles. I read every single one of these applications. That part is not outsourced at all. I energetically, psychically tune in to the energy of every woman. And if she's going to be a good match for, like, it's going to be, she's a good match for me, I'm a good match for her, she's a good match for the collective container. Because think about it, you're not just spending time with me, I'm spending time with you in this container. And because this is where Irfan and I like pour all of our like heart and soul into, we want to make sure that your impact on us is also positive, that you're also a good, energy to be around for the container, for the other women as well. So that's why we've got the application going. Okay, how does that sound for you guys? Was that helpful? Let me know, and I'll drop in the link once again in the chat. The price and structure of Kainat will be massively shifting next year. And so this is not the time to play around and put this off. I would highly suggest that if you know you're meant to be in there, give yourself that gift of this level of support. To give you an idea, like we have Dr. Shishma in there, and she was doing her first masterclass. She's a medical doctor, but she's also starting something a little bit more aligned and different and fun, and bridging her medical expertise. And she was hosting her first masterclass. Irfan showed up to the class. He's like, I'm going to go to the class. And she was like, oh my God, who gives this level of support? But let me tell you, Irfan and I are obsessed with your ascension. We love this. My husband says that all his decades of corporate experience do not match up to even an ounce of the satisfaction and joy he gets out of holding space for you. This work means everything to us. It's our legacy. This is what people do when they get out of survival. We got out of survival. We healed ourselves. We healed our marriage. We set our children up for 7 generations future. Now we get to give from the abundance of our overflow and to you. And we love it. I'm not trying to optimize my business to a point where those people like, I only show up for 2 hours a month in my business. Good for you, but I'm obsessed with you. I'm at like 11:30 a.m. I'm sorry, 11:30 p.m. Literally last night, I'm like, what are the women talking about in the Telegram? I'm in there because I love it. I'm not in there because of people pleasing. I'm not in there because I have to. I'm not in there because they're going to be mad at me. I'm in there because I'm genuinely interested in how you met your fiance, what you're building on your business, what were the results of that attraction event that you did, how much passive income is now starting to come in from the compounding of your YouTube channel. Like, I'm interested in how much fun you're having. The new hair, one of the assignments I gave one of our doctor clients, and there, she She needed to be in play. She thought she was supposed to be in business, but she needed to be in a little play, and I gave her a little assignment. She had to go get her hair done, something she's always wanted to do. And I was like, show me the hair. I want to see it. Right. And so I'm not one of those coaches where I'm trying to like create a business where I never see you and I never have to deal with you and see you less. No, I'm obsessed with your ascension. Show me your hair. Tell me how you met your fiance. Tell me how your dad reacted when the guy proposed. Like, tell me all the things. Like, that's what we're creating because we love this. This is a soul project for me. It's my soul's mission. And so I get to do that. I can't wait to be a part of it one day soon. Kabibi, yes. Girl, I'm holding space for you. I hope that one day is going to be today. I hope that one day is going to be today. Doing God's work out here, Mina. Thank you, Jody. I love you. Oh my God, it's been a minute. I love you. It's been so long. Amazing. Any questions for I'm so glad we got to show it because I know that people are very curious. Like, I didn't even show you all the courses. I don't want to overwhelm. The way the courses are set up is this way. Remember those three pathways? Under each pathway, there is a guide that if you're now focused on play, what courses you should go watch. So you don't have to watch all of them. You can, but you don't have to. Okay. Just like if you were going to your favorite Las Vegas buffet and it's got like 50 million luxury gourmet options, you don't have to eat all of them. I want you to eat what you want to eat. And so we have set it up where you can even drop in, a lot of the women drop into Telegram and they're like, hey, this is what I'm working on right now. What courses do you suggest? And the other women are watching the courses. They're like, watch this, watch this, watch this module so you can get support. You can watch all of it. We give you all of it. But if you're like, no, right now I only need to be watching this type of content, we'll tell you what courses support the journey. We'll give it all to you, but you don't have to force it all. You can just watch the ones that will give you the result that you desire. I I feel like everything in my life was created for this moment that I get to coach and mentor inside Kainat. This is home. Like if I only had one container and I got rid of everything else, it would only be Kainat. And you guys know for the last 18 months, this is what the only place I've been focused on. I have 2 calls on my schedule every single week, and like 99% of them are just Kainat because I love Kainat. So the way we do it is like I'll host one office hours, but Irfan is there in case someone has a specific question for him. And then he'll host the next office hours and I'm there in case someone, but we're both there, but we kind of like piggyback like that. There's a book club. We read a book together and we extract the gold from it. There's Telegram days. There's 24-hour access if you wanted to Telegram. Um, yeah, we love it. We love it. After everything you've said, I feel like if I go back to your course, I will see entirely different things for sure, because you change every time you engage with something. And when you change, the source codes that you take in change. So 1000%. Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much for your energy today, all of the beautiful conversations. I'm going to let you guys go enjoy the rest of your day. We have some magical celebrations just in our family coming up. This is a special month for me. It's my birthday month. It's the company's birthday. It's Lady Ball's birthday. And so we have fun things going on. I also have a 20% off that I'm doing. I emailed you guys off of the Money Money Come to Me Play Shop. The code is money. That was emailed out in case you guys didn't see the email. I'm doing specials for women for my birthday just to celebrate. Here's the link for Money Money if you guys want that. And the code is also money for 20% off. It's so easy and wise. Hope to buy your online one day. Thank you. Thank you, gorgeous. I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye.